Welcome to A Beautiful Pool's COVID-19 training. This training will give you information about lifeguard and resident policies, lifeguard and resident rules, and checklists and documentation. We understand that this training could be a lot of information, that it's a lot to add to your job, and that it's a lot of new things to learn. But we know that once we get this information out and we get it implemented, then we're going to continue to have a fun, safe, and successful summer at A Beautiful Pools. The first thing that you and your residents are going to see when they get to the pool is your entrance sign. This sign tells our residents and our lifeguards that if you've recently been sick, not to come, to please wear a mask. The maximum number of people in the pool, which is a blank that we can fill in as that can change, and asking people to please practice social distancing. This sign needs to be up at all times. If for some reason you notice this sign has been removed, please contact your manager or supervisor immediately. At the sign-in desk at the lifeguard station, you're going to see a binder that has different documents inside of it to help you get all the things done that is your responsibility for COVID-19. This first page of the document talks about our gate guard position in summer 2020. Our gate guard position is just as important as a lifeguard in the lifeguard stand. If your pool is open, you must have a staff member at the gate. The gate guard responsibility, based on your facilities, is to check for pool tags or cards. No guests are allowed during opening phases of summer 2020. You also must make sure that each person has a waiver to swim. All adults and minors must have a waiver completed. They can show you an electronic copy on their phone or a hard printed copy. If they do not have one, please show them the QR code for your pool and allow them to complete it at the pool. If they don't have a QR reader, which you can just use a camera, please open and share that link with them. You will also have a resident policy sign at the front desk area. You need to state to each person that comes in for them to please review the pool policies during COVID-19. Ask them if they have any questions. Verbally also say, please confirm you have not had any symptoms of illness in the last 72 hours. We also need you to sign in the resident on the sign-in sheet. You need to do this for them to reduce touch points. Take a pen, ask them the info, and sign them in. Finally, you have hand sanitizer at the table. This is for them to use as they enter into the pool if they don't have their own. We also encourage all guests to wear a mask when not in the water. We need you to tell them this as they come in. Please do not leave the gate guard position empty. If you have a personal item to attend to, or if you're rotating, you need to make sure that you have an eye on the gate at all times and ask the residents to please wait until you get there. This is a copy of the pool policies for resident signage that will be at the front gate. It states all of the things that they need to adhere to when they go inside the pool. Our idea for the tone of the pool and the way that we are going to handle the COVID policies is education at the gate and lifeguarding past the gate. If you do a good job of educating as each person comes in, then you don't have to worry about these things once they're inside the gate. The first policy states, please do not enter the pool if anyone has been sick. Also, we need them to complete the required waiver we spoke about. They need to show the waiver to you for them and anyone in their party, all minors. So if they have 3 people in their party, they should have 3 names on their waiver. They also need to be prepared to show their ID if they have it. You need to ask them their names and make sure it matches the waiver. All patrons should wear a face mask when not in the water. This is a recommendation and you need to educate at the gate. If a patron comes within 6 feet of someone and doesn't have a mask on, you can ask them to back up or put on a mask. You need to always maintain 6 feet of social distancing with members not in their household. We've got signs on the restroom as well, but restroom usage will be limited to 1 household at a time. We are not allowing guests. There's also, at almost all of our pools, no furniture allowed. Residents can bring their own chairs for personal use. During this early phase, although we expect this to change quickly, slides, water features, toys, amenities, and interactive areas are closed. We will let you know if that changes. We don't want anyone loitering or standing in areas where people can congregate and be within 6 feet. The drinking fountain will be closed. We need you all to turn the water off to the drinking fountain if that's not already done. And finally, pool parties are not permitted. We are hoping that most of our residents understand these rules are for your safety, their safety, and the safety of everyone in the pool area. The next page in our manual covers the gate guard rules. We state again, the gate guard position is just as important as our lifeguards in the lifeguard stand. If we're not there, we can't educate and we can't confirm that people coming into the pool have not been ill. We'd like you to be in the shade. If you cannot be in the shade, you need to contact your supervisor for a solution. We can get additional umbrellas, we can get additional canopies, but you need to be in the shade. We want you to wear a mask at this position. You need to bring a mask to work in the first few weeks. We have ordered masks, net gaiters for all of our lifeguards, but they won't be here until early June. We want you to be professional at all times at the gate. Please do not use your phone while at the gate. Number one, you don't want to leave your phone out on the desk as another touch point, but you also don't want it to walk away if for some reason you step away from the table. That is not a secure location. It's also unprofessional to have your head in your phone as people approach the gate. We will be asking you to put your phone away and then conducting write-ups for employees that can't adhere to this policy. If the only time you are not on stand, up on the lifeguard stand, is at the entry gate, you may eat and drink neatly. You may use the restroom quickly. You need to ask any other lifeguard to notice if someone arrives and ask them to please wait until you get back. All of the maintenance that's required at the pool, such as pump room, water testing, paperwork, and in a minute we'll talk about cleaning and disinfectant, will be happening at safety break if the only time you're down is at the entry gate. We'll go through the rest of these rules in this video as well, but every hour you're going to be cleaning. You need to fill out the checklist when complete. Every hour you're going to be disinfecting, and you're going to fill out the checklist when complete. And each evening you're going to be cleaning all touch points in the pool area. Please do not store any personal items at the entry table. Only sign-in sheets, pool paperwork, signage, water, and also your speaker will be allowed. This next page also talks about our policies for both our guards and our residents. Our primary responsibility of lifeguards at all times is to reduce the risk and maintain safety in the pool area. This is also the case in regards to COVID-19 mitigation and reduction of risk. It is your responsibility to notify our residents of the rules when they come to the pool. You need to do, know, and understand all of our pool policies in regards to COVID-19. Our policies are also only as good as enforcement. Do not ignore education and understanding at the gate, please. Wear your mask whenever feasible. We need you to disinfect with hand sanitizer and surface sanitizer, which is the same thing, all areas you touch or use. Please do not come to work sick. You need to maintain 6 feet of social distancing at all times between you, staff, and residents. You also need to make sure that you remember perception is key. What people see and hear and witness is important. This is now more important than ever to realize you are being watched. When on the lifeguard stand, your primary responsibility is investigating water. If there is a COVID-related issue, call your gate guard over to help. You cannot congregate at one table within 6 feet of each other. Please make sure you separate if you're down or on a break from the lifeguard stand. Only the gate guard should be at the entry table. If other lifeguards are not on stand, they need to be at another guard location, not at the entry table. Always play our jukeboxy streaming music with the accompanied speaker when your pool is open. We'll give you more information on that as well. This sign is going to be inside the pool area. It's going to be very similar to the one at the front gate. We've also added in the bottom corner a reminder to please use hand sanitizer before entering, the reminder to wear a mask, practice social distancing, and the note regarding the maximum occupancy of people will be repeated on this sign inside the gate. Here is an example of an entry table and gate guard. Reagan has her COVID signage. She has her pool paperwork binder. The COVID binder is behind that speaker. The spray bottle is our hand and surface sanitizer, as well as her water, and the speaker that's going to be streaming the music and safety messages throughout the time that people are at the pool. Here is an example of someone coming into the pool. The lifeguard shows them the policies, reminds them of all the things that are applicable while in the pool area. They also ask if they've had any symptoms, and they ask to show their waiver for them and anyone that is in their party. You can also see that the lifeguard is going to sign in the resident by asking them their information that belongs on the sign-in sheet. We wanted to provide you an example of the waiver that you will see on their phone. This waiver can also be printed. You'll notice that if you scroll down and you need to ask the resident to scroll down, you will see how many participants are in that one waiver. A resident can fill out multiple waivers for each participant or have them all listed on the same one. If a resident has not completed a waiver or does not have a copy with them, they must do it again. You will have this sign at the desk area as well with a QR code for them to get a direct link to finish that waiver. If they've already done it, they need to do this if they don't have a copy with them. It's just a simple process to be able to do again, much like a rock climbing gym or a bounce house, and it's fairly easy and fast. If for some reason they don't have a camera that works with a QR reader, we realize this doesn't have the direct link. It's pretty easy for you to go and get that direct link with your QR code reader or camera, and you can handwrite it down in case anyone needs the actual link. We also want you to remind residents to use hand sanitizer as they come in if they don't have their own. You've heard me speak a little bit about Jukeboxy and music streaming. We have a new app for all of our pools this year that's going to allow you music to stream that are top hits, as well as provide safety messages for our residents to not only keep an eye on their kids and be safe while at the pool, but to respect the COVID-19 policies. You need to download this app. This is the only music that we are going to be playing at our pools this summer. There is an example of the app on both the iPhone and the Android. If you do not have the ability to stream music while you are at the pool, if your facility doesn't have a sound system, which many do not, each pool also has a speaker that you'll be able to Bluetooth connect to while you are there. The page shows you how to download our playlist when you are at home connected to Wi-Fi if you do not have the ability to stream music. You need to be prepared when you come to the pool so that you are able to provide our residents with this service. The CDC recommends broadcasting COVID-19 messages throughout people's visits at the pool, and this is one of the ways we are able to achieve that. Let's move on and talk about safe social distancing when inside the pool for you and your guests. While we are recommending masks within the pool area, it's not something that we're prepared to have people require or police. If someone is within 6 feet of you, you have every right to ask them to back up and or put on a mask before approaching to visit with you. Otherwise, they're welcome to stay within their own 6 feet when they're visiting the pool. On to cleaning and sanitizing. Each hour, we are requiring that all points in the entry that have been touched, men's restroom and ladies' restroom, have been sanitized. You may use bleach water or Whitmire's solution to do this task. You will have spray bottles at the pool for you to use. If you are, the only time you are down from the lifeguard stand is during the front gate position, you will complete this in the safety break of the last 10 minutes of each hour. Some of our facilities are also closing every 2 hours for a cleaning time, and you will also clean during that time. We want you to document that this has been done by putting the date at the top of this form in your binder, as well as your initials that you have completed it. As we move on to cleaning the restrooms, you'll notice there's a sign at the entrance asking residents to limit to 1 household at a time. We're asking our residents to maintain this policy on their own, but if someone brings it to your attention, please be professional and provide a reminder. If there is a problem, please contact your manager or supervisor at that time. There's also a reminder on this sign as to how to clean your hands to keep everyone safe. When it is time to clean the restrooms each hour, we want you to spray down all touch points with either bleach or Whitmire's sanitizing solution. You're going to do the counters, any of the dryers, any of the paper towel holders. You're going to go into each stall. You're going to spray down the toilet touch points, the door touch points, as well as any areas that people might touch. You'll notice he goes around the corner to get the door area as well before finishing. And this handout reminds us the differences between cleaning and disinfecting. If when you go into the restrooms you find that there is dirt or paper towels or something that needs to be cleaned, that needs to happen first. Soap, water, any of your cleaners at your pool like spray bubbles, etc. Then you would move on to disinfecting, making sure that the area is clean before disinfecting and killing the germs on the surfaces. As we've said a few times, after you call safety break, when you're in the lifeguard stand, we ask that you get down off the stand when everyone has cleared the pool area and make sure that you do your sanitizing procedures. When you sanitize, you need to have on gloves. You need to make sure that you are protecting yourself. We also recommend that you wear your face covering as well, making sure that you're sanitizing everything in the entry area. This includes the countertops, the front gate, your entry desk, any other areas in the entry space that residents might touch. Here's a quick reminder for some of the policies we've covered for our lifeguards when you are at the pool. When at the entry desk, please make sure it's professional and clean looking, only having the items that we've asked you to have at that table. If you or other lifeguards are down, we need you to make sure that you're maintaining at least 6 feet of social distancing. The entry table is not a space for more than one lifeguard. It is also important to remember all personal protective equipment when working on any victims in the pool area. This includes your gloves, your mask, your hip packs, and any other items you need to care for that victim given the circumstances. If you are caring for a victim or patient with a suspected case of COVID, meaning they have a fever, they are hot to the touch, they tell you during their visit at the pool that they have started to feel ill or started to feel feverish, then you and your lifeguards will need to use the enhanced personal protective equipment provided in your oxygen bag. This includes a gown, gloves, masks, as well as goggles. And finally, all oxygen tanks have a viral shield to capture any virus that is expelled from the patient during rescue care. These items are required for all people within 6 feet working on a victim with suspected COVID. If this person that you're working on does not have suspected COVID, your care would continue as normal. If you are working on someone that has suspected COVID, you will stop all care. You'll step back, and the lifeguards that are providing care within 6 feet will put on the personal protective equipment that is extra or additional for those patients. Sometimes we're going to have one set of this, and so one person will be working directly on the patient. And for larger pools, we'll have multiple sets, but still not enough for each lifeguard on duty. Therefore, you designate who is going to be within 6 feet caring for that patient until EMS arrives. If you are in-servicing or providing care for someone without suspected COVID, we do ask that you're wearing your face covering at that time. Our lifeguards have also asked us about wearing those masks on the lifeguard stand. Please keep in mind that we would like you to do whatever is feasible and works best for you. We would like the mask to stay on your body for you to be able to pull it up as necessary. Masks should be worn at all times within 6 feet of others. If you feel comfortable on the stand while roving or at an elevated position, please wear your mask. If not, please have it down around your neck to be able to use it quickly if you are approached within 6 feet. We also want to take this time to let you know that during rotations, you need to sanitize the areas that you and your lifeguards touch. If you do not have
now
enough
take the tube
rescue
from- and
tubes
you're
to be able
watching
to
the
bring
water
a
right now,
tube
'cause Ryder's
into
not.
the
Stand your
rotation,
head just a smidge.
we are asking you to
Now, Ryder, you're
sanitize
watching
during
the water
this
while he
switch.
sprays his tube.
At this time, the lifeguard in the lifeguard stand would be watching their water, while the
Okay, now you
lifeguard
put it
coming
on.
in would do the
Put it on in.
sanitizing.
That's
You'd put
perfect.
the
Don't
bottle
put it in the pool.
down, you'd put the
Normally, you're gonna put
lifeguard
that spray
tube
back up on the
on,
stand.
then you would do your rotation. As you're getting up into the lifeguard stand, you would then sanitize the spaces that the other lifeguard had touched. We want you to be diligent in protecting yourself as well as our residents when they visit the pool. As you also approach the lifeguard stand for a rotation, please make sure that your hands are clean so you're coming into a clean environment with your hands, as you are not sanitizing for each and every touch point, but you are as you are taking over that tube.
Okay, now Aiden's gonna give you a thumbs up before you leave and do the bottom check. Aiden, hold your slack up tight. Perfect.
Finally, in the front of your COVID binder is our safety plan. We are ending with this because it is important for you all to stay safe while at work. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact Allison in our office and she can help you. This talks about our screening and assessment before and after you go to work, cleaning your hands, sanitizing, what we're asking you to do for physical distancing, personal protective equipment, and specifically this training. We also need to keep good records of anything we do to mitigate risk, as well as if anyone gets sick and they have gone to work with any symptoms, which we hope doesn't happen. We are going to be asking you before you work each day whether or not you have been ill. There's resources listed here, and it also discusses our self-screening if you have any questions. You are going to be asked this question as you clock in to go to work. Finally, you need to make sure that you review these policies and you know what happens if you or yourself or anyone at the pool becomes ill. We need all of our lifeguards to commit to opening and reading this binder for our safety plan to get to the hands of each one of you. Your first day at work, please go ahead and do that and ask us if you have any questions. We want to thank you for taking your time to go through this training and for committing to keeping our pools as safe as possible. We know that it's a lot of information in addition to your class and your training, but we know that A Beautiful Pools lifeguards are up to the task. As a final reminder, we want you to know that we're committed to protect and serve you, and we'd like you to commit to protect and serve our residents. The P in protect is for physical distancing. To protect you and others, please stay 6 feet apart. The R in protect is regulated water quality. Please make sure that your water quality systems, your chlorine and your acid feeders, are working properly and that the ranges are appropriate to be able to reduce transmission of COVID in the water. The O in protect is for operational considerations. To protect you, please wear face masks, be specific when you ask to see guest waivers, and confirm each guest has not been sick. The T in protect is touch point and capacity reductions. Please communicate that we have removed furniture, toys, and things that can be shared, and we have also reduced the capacity for the facility. The E in protect is engagement. We have worked diligently to be connected to the CDC, our training agency StarGuard, local health departments for updates on new codes and safety recommendations when it comes to COVID. The C in protect is cleanliness, and sanitation protocols. To protect you and others, sanitizer and bleach solution has been secured, and hourly or on the cleaning blocks, we are asking that everything in the restrooms and entries are cleaned. Nightly cleaning when you close your pool, which I didn't talk about but can now, will be done, as well as sanitizing and disinfecting. We're going to be cleaning after the pool closes, and you will be paid for that time, given that all cleaning and disinfecting happens again. T for protect, the last one, is training and adaptability. To protect you and others, training for our lifeguards, our skills, our lifeguarding and life-saving techniques exceed the standards in our industry, and we ask that you in service and practice your skills to help stay up to date with any appropriate skills and COVID training. We're also willing and eager to be adaptable and flexible if things need to change throughout this summer season, and we ask that you do that as well. Thank you for participating and reviewing this training. We appreciate your efforts to help mitigate risk for COVID-19 at our pools. All lifeguards that have completed this, all staff members, need to complete the quiz provided here with a QR code that can be read from phone, cameras, QR reader apps, or Snapchat cameras. We've also provided the link in case you can't get the QR code to work. We look forward to reviewing that documentation that verifies you have completed this training. Can't wait to see you at our pools.